Hello, is this thing on?
What are you doing over there, old man?
No apologies, no safe spaces. This is Savaged Unfiltered. Just the cold, hard, conservative truth. Savage.
Congressman Moulton, in your class debate, you said when you were asked about student athletes who are transgender, to anyone out there listening tonight, anyone in the LGBTQ community or anyone else, I stand with you because I've always stood with you. But after the last presidential election, you said, I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a male or formerly male athlete. Congressman Moulton, which is it?
To the trans community, feeling the weight and the pain of the Trump administration policies, I deeply recognize your trauma. And I'm sorry if my comments hurt you.
Yeah. I mean, how much more do you want to basically pick at that? I mean, seriously. Seriously, folks. Jesus. We've come to a point in our civilized world where feelings, emotions, comments sometimes either get the best of us. It triggers the right audience. Sometimes it doesn't trigger audience at all. It just depends on how emotional the person is to, one, either accept it, move on, or ignore it. Everybody works differently, folks. Now, to Senator, Moulton, right? Apologizing to the far left, I really don't think that, that needs to go in any direction. Apologizing for what? For saying that he doesn't agree with men and women's sports? He doesn't want men and girls' sports? I mean, he's not wrong for saying that. And I noticed that he did say that, he has 2 little girls and he doesn't want them getting run over by a male or formerly a male athlete. And he has a right to think like that. I mean, not for anything, folks, but I mean, seriously, he doesn't, he's not wrong for saying that. I mean, did he go overboard? I don't think so. I think he's just standing up for women in America, whether they're grown-ass women or that if they're in their youth stages competing with other women in sports. I mean, seriously, folks, ask yourself a question here. Would you as a parent have any comment on that or any concern if you were watching your daughter on any type of sports field, whether it's soccer, major league, baseball, right? Youth baseball. There we go. Any type of sport, basketball, any sport. Would you have a problem then seeing a boy going onto the field participating in that sport? Because as a parent, folks, if my kids were younger, I would have a very, very large issue with that. Yes, I would. I would look at that as disgust. I would look at that as grotesque. And then questioning the sports commission on why they're allowing that. Because I find that to be very, very concerning as a parent. And as my kids have grown older now, I would still find it to be very alarming to see that in the adult world. Because no, I don't believe that men should compete with women. That's why we have different types of leagues. The men compete with the men, the women compete with the women. I don't understand why we have to have this fucking conversation still in our country of why people do not find that to be not normal. Because it's not normal, folks, when you see that. Why does a biological man, have to compete with women? You go to question that to Open Society and you get some comments to this day, folks. That's not a man. That's a woman. I don't care what they want to pretend. They want to put on fucking 16 fucking shades of lipstick, fucking eyeliner, mascara, lip filler, any type of fucking makeup to cover their male fucking features. I don't care what they want to pretend in their delusional fucking Alice in Wonderland written fucking world. Because in the real world, folks, they're a man. They were born a man and they will die a man. Vice versa. A woman's born a woman and she will die a woman. It's like the old fucking reruns of Mr. Rogers, right? You want to live that? Relive that episode? Mr. Rogers said it very, very beautifully back in the day. A woman's a woman, a man's a man. Why do we have to have the same type of debate over and over and over and over and over and over and over? It sounds like a fucking broken record. It does. I mean, seriously, folks. When's enough enough? Be right back, guys, on more of this discussion. You're not going to want to miss this.
Be right back with more Savaged Unfiltered.
Alrighty, guys. So we're back here to the show, and now buzzing on social media. Golden State Valkyries head coach Natalie Nakase, I think that's how you pronounce her name, basically stated this: that sports should focus on inclusively and authentic self-expression. Expressing support for transgender women to play in women's sports. Let that digest a little bit, folks, because this viewpoint drew public debate from critics, other coaches, and athletes who argue that female sport categories should be reserved strictly for biological females to maintain competitive fairness. And I absolutely agree with other coaches, public figures, and common sense fucking morale from the fucking general public. Why do we have to have crossovers between the two genders? What is why? Why do we have to have that, folks? Seriously, folks. Check out what this crazy woman had said, folks.
I know you don't have the fever again in the regular season, but coming out of the break, one of the big news stories has been Sophie Cunningham and the protests for her and protests against her. And, they had a national televised game today and Cheryl, wore a shirt, and it's just a conversation. I'm wondering what do you think about it? Do you think that's good for the league? Does it detract from the basketball? Is it just noise? I'm just wondering what your opinion is.
I think, thank you for that question. I think just in terms of how I'm seeing it is, if I could answer with, for me, sports is about belonging. It's about inclusivity. It's about allowing everyone to be their authentic self. I'm big on that just because I have been criticized for my height, for my ethnicity. I've been in those "you shouldn't belong here" many times. And for me, I don't want that space, especially Golden State, to ever feel like that. So I'm all about women, little girls deserving to play, and that includes trans women.
You notice how she used the term belonging? She's a strong believer of belonging. Give me a fucking break with belonging. So you believe that biological men belong in women's sports? You believe in that, Natalie? You believe that it doesn't promote any type of competitive fairness? You do not believe that there's no center balance with fairness when you place a biological man, okay, with a biological female. There's no competitive, you don't see that there's no competitive balance. Huh. Come on. I mean, this is the same woman that emphasized that athletic spaces should welcome everyone and avoid making individuals feel excluded based on identity, height, and background. You have a 6'2" fucking biological male against a 5'3" biological female. You don't see that there's not a fairness of scale there, folks? I'm using that for example. I mean, I can go on and on and on. But supporters argue that participation promotes mental health, community, and equal opportunity for transgender youth. What the fuck? It promotes mental health. Of course it does. I'll agree with them on that. It promotes more fucking crazy nonsense like that. It makes the mental health go fucking 10 times higher on the fucking Richter scale of fucking crazy delusion. Sure, that's the one thing I'll agree with, but the community.
No censorship, no apologies. You're locked into the Savaged Unfiltered Show.
Pretty an equal opportunity for transgender youth? Where the fuck does that come into? I don't understand that one goddamn bit. Critics and opposing athletes contend that biological male, their gene pool, right, provides advantages in strength, lung capacity, and muscle mass. Oh shit. The man and woman are totally different, folks. You can't tell me for one goddamn minute, okay, that the lung capacity, okay, the strength and the muscle mass is a lot different or the same. Okay, let me say that again, because it is different and it's not the same. They have two different types of features on them. I don't care. You guys can argue all you want. Okay? Because this is the craziest shit I have ever lived in during my lifetime in seeing this. Crazy, crazy nonsense, folks. Delusional, if you ask me. Crazy stuff. Now, I want to pull up this here with this image here, folks. If you have checked this out and you have seen this here with this biological male here. We'll put it up here in the at the screen here if you're viewing us on video. If not, I'll basically read it out for my audio listeners. Juliet Titart, if that's how you pronounce the last name, again, which is a biological male, is now completely dominating France's second-tier women's basketball league, averaging 21 PPG and 20 RPG. Okay, this is a biological male. You can see the muscle structure on him. Okay, very physique, very muscular. Okay, where is the disadvantage here? With the woman next to him with a lower muscle mass, the disadvantage is the entire upper torso. Do you not see that this? How? Folks, please try to help me make this make sense. Because I just don't understand how the human mind operates on the radical left. Because, again, folks, the mental illness in this nation has grown so far on the dangerous scale that the now normal part of it is considered okay behavior in their eyes. That's okay behavior. How is this okay behavior, folks? Seriously. Help me make that make sense. No, seriously. I'm going to put the theatrics, I'm going to put the frustration onto the side. And I'd like to have an understanding of how that is normal, folks. How is that normal? I mean, this is just crazy, crazy stuff, folks. Crazy.
Savage. I'm a big fan of Sophie Cunningham for taking the stand, like I'm a fan of yours for taking the stand. And they tried to make you take away your sign, but you said, no, not going to happen.
Yeah, Sean, I could have assumed that the league or someone affiliated with the league would not have wanted me to have that sign there. So I was very careful going into the game. I looked up all of the rules. I knew it had to be on an 11 by 17-inch piece of paper or poster board. I left no derogatory comment, nothing negative, nothing political. My sign said, Sophie, comma, thank you. Signed, a girl mom. A lot kinder than a lot of the signs that I saw in there, I'll tell you that. Someone from across the court, I'm assuming it was someone who was maybe a security person affiliated. He was very obviously with either the Target Center or the WNBA. He looks at me, he says, put that sign down. And I'm looking around, there's like 1,000 signs beside me. And so I keep holding it, and he comes over there, he says, you can't have your sign. I said, well, why? He said, well, it has her name on it. I said, I can't have this sign because it has Sophie's name on it. He said, that's right, you can't. It shows you that the league very clearly has an agenda that they are trying to purport that is not representative of reality at all. The only people that the Lynx or whoever was in charge of the camera put on the Jumbotron were people who were draped in their pride flags and their trans flags, who had their trans signs, some of those wearing those shirts that says protect trans kids or protect trans lives that have a literal knife on it, an object that is used and intended for violence. And then you have Cheryl Reeves, the coach, wearing a shirt that says trans kids belong. They say that Sophie has aligned herself politically conservative because she has stood by the slogan of protect women's sports. That's it.
Yeah. Let me stop it right there. I'm going to go back to it right before we close out here. Protect women's sports. Women. Let that terminology sink in a little deep, guys, into the human brain. Women sports. Not hermaphrodite sports, not men dressing like he-she's sports, women's sports. We protect women's sports. We don't protect he-she sports. You want to have he-she sports? By all means, go knock yourself out with that. Go create a league and call it the National Hermaphrodite Sports League of America. There you go. You have my fucking blessings for that. Women's sports. Protect women's sports. That's what we are here to protect. We're not having crossover events. We're not having fucking men with weenies competing with women with vaginas. That's not how it is, folks. Listen to more of this stuff. Oh my
nothing
God.
More, nothing less. If protect women's sports is deemed political, like they say, then so is trans kids belong. The league often says they have a problem with people like Sophie bringing politics into sports. The league doesn't have a problem with politics in sports. They have a problem with conservative politics in sports. And I will tell you, Sean, every time Sophie was on the court, every time she was subbed in, every time she threw up the ball, she was booed by the entire stadium virtually, bar me and Jen Say, who is sitting next to me, owner of XXXY Athletics. They're trying to do to her what they've done to people like me, what they do to people like you. They call you reprehensible, totally inaccurate things like racist. And I think that's at best. And they use violence against you at worst. But I will tell you that Sophie is absolutely unshakable. She is unwavering, and that makes her uncancelable. And that sort of confidence and courage that she exudes is certainly contagious.
And
Well,
I like how Riley Gaines put that out there, and hat tip to Riley Gaines for bringing the full truth on it, folks. It's not about inclusive equity, all that fucking bull. It's not about all that bullshit. Sorry, I'm getting a little fired up here, guys, because I'm concerned. It's about what Riley just said. It's about attacking the conservative movement. If you're a conservative supporter, if you support MAGA, if you support Donald Trump, if you support any of the, in their eyes, far extreme rights policies, you're crazy. You're this, you're that, you're a racist, you're a bigot. That's what it's about, folks. It's about attack on conservative America. Okay? And Riley Gaines, right, literally has the right to hit back at the WNBA. After security made her put away her sign supporting Sophie Cunningham? Oh, we can't have that, folks. We can't have we can't have a conservative woman holding a conservative sign supporting a conservative athlete like Sophie Cunningham. Who gives a shit? Why does it have to be about politics? It's about a woman like Riley Gaines supporting a fellow woman that's fighting for women's rights, not hermaphrodite. Again, folks, I don't care how you fucking put the fucking label in the cup of tea. Again, if they want to have a fucking transgender hermaphrodite, she fucking league, by all means, go ahead. You have my blessing. Create the fucking league tonight. I don't give a shit. But I can tell you why they don't want to fucking create the league, because it's about viewership. It's about ratings, because they know if they do it, they won't get an ounce of fucking support whatsoever, because the support on the far left when it comes to this is nowhere to be found, folks. Nowhere to be found. It shows very, very clearly that the league has an agenda that they're trying to portray that is not representative of reality at all. And I love how Sophie and Riley has argued to that point. She argues that the league has no issue showing fans on the Jumbotron with pride flags, trans flags, protect trans kids shirts, while her sign supporting Sophie Cunningham was singled out. Clearly, folks, that's what it's about. Guys, I want to say thank you for joining us. I know this was a short episode today. Normally, I like to go around 40, 60 minutes. But, guys, we have basically lost one of our co-hosts, the old man, no longer part of us here on the program, moving on to other things. I respect him for that. That's okay. So you will see a lot more of me, guys. We are going to have some featured guests coming up on the 24th. We're bringing back Cindy, actually a former federal analyst, investigator, Cindy Schaap. She'll be joining us here on the 24th here of August. So I'm really, really looking forward to talking to her and getting some more things. Yeah, I'm getting notification after notification, guys, if you heard that. Bear with the background, guys. I am in the mix of creating another set here, going through some more changes here of the show. So I do want to say thank you. Guys, you can always follow me on all major platforms, including here on X, at Michael Savaged. Facebook Savaged Unfiltered, YouTube, as well as Rumble Savaged Unfiltered. So follow us on there, guys, for some content, or anywhere audio podcasts and video podcasts are found, including Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, with their podcasts, and then a few others, guys. I'm Michael Gardner. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. And till next time, we'll see you next week, guys. Remember, this week, we're only going to be doing one program, due to my commitments with other programming with Backstage, including other production work with Newsbreak Network. So thank you very much for your continued support. And we will see you next Tuesday, as we will have shows Tuesdays, Thursday, Friday, and then next Saturday, guys. We'll be back to our regular lineup. Thanks very much. And until next time, guys, later.
This had been a Truth Productions media episode. Thank you for listening.